The best vacation that I've ever been on was, I think, 6 years ago now. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. Math. I don't know. But Italy, the summer after my freshman year. So I wrote down a few notes because I couldn't remember all of this, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about every city that we went to and my favorite things that we did there. So Florence was first, and we went to a winery. I cannot remember what it was called, but the craziest part was when we sat down to the wine tasting, and the view was incredible also. I can't leave that out. But when we sat down to do the wine tasting, they they don't give you a sip or a few sips as you typically would get, I think. I haven't been to a ton of wine tastings, but they give you an entire bottle of every wine that you're tasting, as well as phenomenal food. I'm going to try and find pictures of that as well. But they gave us, so there were four of us, and I don't know how many bottles of wine they gave us, but it was a lot. And I will just say that my mom and I were feeling pretty good leaving the Vineyard in Florence. Venice was very different, but also very cool. We ate lunch on a river. People that are good at geography might know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but it was beautiful. We sat on the water and we ate lunch. We drank some wine again. We're in Italy, so we drank all the wine. And we went shopping. They had great shopping. Pompeii was phenomenal. I am not a history person. I never enjoyed history in school. And when we're on vacation, I'm trying to be in the sun on a beach or on a boat or something like that. I don't want to be in a museum or getting a tour, but this was very different. And I would go back to do this, but I guess it's what was preserved after the volcano erupted. But all of the buildings and the houses, the remains are still there as what I assume they were before, whatever was left afterwards. And so we got a tour of that, and oh my gosh, I just remembered that we learned about pizza there. They told us that the tour guide told us that that's how pizza was made, that they didn't have plates, so they used bread dough as a plate for their food, and that's how pizza was made. I just remembered that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So then they started eating the plate or dough with their food, and then they realized it tastes good, and that was pizza. I'm pretty sure that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I learned that. Rome was also awesome. The Coliseum, we did a tour of the Coliseum, which was cool, and learning about that because I don't know anything about any of the historical stuff. So that was crazy to learn about and crazy to see. And then we did a Segway tour to, I think it's called the Trevi Fountain. I can't really remember, but we did a Segway tour. And when we stopped at the historical places, when our group did, my family and I, my mom, my dad, and my sister, we went to a little bakery and got a cannoli, which was the best cannoli I've ever had in my life. So if you're ever on a Segway tour to the Trevi Fountain and there's a little bakery right outside, go in there and get a chocolate cannoli because it's good. And I don't love history. This might sound awful, but I don't really care to learn about statues and stuff. Sorry. But it was still cool. And I'm pretty sure we ate cow intestines there. Not at the Trevi Fountain, but in some food, something. I don't know. And they were good. They didn't tell us what they were until after. But my favorite out of the whole Italy trip was the Amalfi Coast. We stayed in Positano. I don't know if I'm saying any of these names right, but we stayed in Positano, which is probably the prettiest place I've ever been. The water is amazing. All of the houses are carved into the mountain, which is insane. And the water is beautiful. It's just, it's a dream. And they take naps at lunch. Like everyone goes home during the lunch hours and takes a nap and then goes back to work, which is interesting. I think I would be good at that. I don't know if I would like it. I could definitely do it, but I don't know. But that's beside the fact. And then we went to Capri. I think that, again, I don't know how to pronounce any of these things, but we went to Capri on a little boat. It wasn't a super long ride, I don't think. But when we went over there, we did I don't know what it's called technically, but it's like a ski lift, but you can see everything. The view is incredible. Beautiful, everything. And we did a boat ride there too. We went on a boat and they just toured us around. And it was beautiful. All of it's beautiful. But that was definitely my favorite place. I could have stayed there forever. We went on a hike as well. It's fun to be outside. You're by the water. And when we were there, it was warm. So I just felt like I was in a tropical paradise. I would go back.